What's good, boy dudes and boy dudettes? Now, with the release of the fourth season of the series coming later this year, I decided let's quickly do a brief spoiler-free review on My Hero Academia, and it is a superhero manga series written and illustrated by Kohio Horikoshi. It has been serialized into a weekly Shonen Jump since July 2014, and 20 volumes have been collected in Tanakabon format. The story follows Izuku Midori, a boy born without superhero powers, called quirks in a world where they have become commonplace, but who still dreams of becoming a hero himself. He is scouted by the world's greatest hero, All Might, who shares his quirk with Izuku after recognizing his potential, and later enrolls into a high school for heroes in training. And as Izuku and his new friends try to balance their hero training with ordinary school duties, they must face new challenges, including the League of Shadows, an evil organization established by All Might's arch enemy, All for One, to destroy all heroes and take control of society. Now, this series, oh my gosh, I remember when it came out, and it was like 2016 when it became pretty damn popular, and people were banging on about this series, saying how great it was, how it was the new Naruto, and I was like, nothing can beat my Naruto-kun. Naruto-kun was just everything to me, and I gave it a watch. I think at the time when I started watching it, it was last summer, and I think all three seasons were just about premiered, and I gave it a watch, and I have to admit, it wasn't bad. And let's talk about the good of this series. So the good, I have to admit, are the characters and their motivations on why they want to become heroes. You got the lead character, Izuku Midori, and also known as Deku by a lot of people, especially his childhood friend. Now Deku doesn't have any superhero powers. Everyone in this world, there's like, I think 80% of the population has superhero powers, and he is the only one out of all those dudes and dudettes to not have power. And he idolizes freaking what's his face, All for One, All Might, whatever you want to call him. And in all honesty, he goes to the doctors when he's like 6 years old, and the doctor is like, I'm sorry my brother, but you can't be a hero, because he has this like it's not a birth defect, but I think what makes people heroes is that they have this sort of bone in their body, and they don't have that bone, and if you don't have that bone, you can be a hero, but he has that bone, and it allows him to not be a hero, sadly. And I feel bad for this guy, but he never gives up. He wants to be a hero, and then All Might acknowledges him, and he, becomes a hero. All Might gives his power to him, and just seeing how this dude doesn't have any power, and how he rescued his childhood friend Bakugo, because he was just like, whoa, this dude doesn't have any powers, but he's still willing to protect people without it. And he acknowledged him, and he gave him his All for One power. And yeah, he enrolled into the UA, and he met many other people. And Izuku is a very different character compared to like Naruto. Yeah, he has that I'm never gonna give up, not until the very end. But unlike Naruto, or like the pirate guy from One Piece, or Luffy, whatever his name is called, or like the dude from Black Clover, Asta. Like, this guy is very different when it comes to ordinary, like, average days. Like, those characters are very loudmouth, they are very obnoxious, they are like the center of attention. And this guy, he's the complete opposite. He's very timid, he's really quiet, and he's very polite, and he likes to focus on his work. And I thought this is a very interesting character. Like, normally the main character would be like loud, but he's kind of socially awkward, and he's kind of nervous, especially when he's around girls. Like, the first time he met Uraraka Haka, he was totally nervous, he was sweating, and I was like, this dude, I relate. But he's also quite gifted in like the actual written part of the, like, exam stuff. He's very intelligent, but when it comes down to like the actual physical stuff, at first he's not that good. But then as time goes on, he does get better. And let's talk about the man who gave it to him, All Might. All Might, he's a cool dude. He is just he is like the idol. He's just the, what's the word? He is just cool. This dude is a dude. He is a cool man. When you look at him, you're like, I want to be just like All Might. The way he's designed, I like how his character design is very different to the other characters in this series. How all the other characters seem to have your traditional looking like anime style, but All Might's design is quite, extreme. It's very comic book like, like when I look at him, I think of Captain America meets Superman meets freaking Sporticus from Lazy Town. And I just love his design. It's just bang, it's just whoa, it's just here we are. And he's a cool dude. This dude is awesome, and I like how he just acknowledges Midori, and I like his line saying to Midori when Midori gets his power, he's like, Midori, you can be a hero, and he just starts crying. It's just like, oh, it's just so emotional. All Might is a cool man, and the other characters are also really great. Bakugo, I think is a strange. The first time I saw him, I was like, he's gonna be the villain. He's gonna be the villain, but throughout the series, they kept teasing it, but it never happened. And at one point, he was about to be the villain, but he isn't really. I haven't read the manga, so I'm not too sure where the series is going. But obviously, he was like, I wouldn't say he and Izuku are best friends, but they are just more acquaintances. They knew each other from school, and Itadori always idolized freaking Bakugo, and he at his school he was like the strongest guy. Everyone looked up to him, everyone acknowledged him, and as he grew up and got older, he started to get more cocky and arrogant, expecting people to respect him, and yeah. And then Midori comes along and has this quirk, and Bakugo just seems to have this nasty attitude towards Midori. Like, my gosh, he is so nasty towards him sometimes. He's just I don't know, he seems to be like a bully to me. But Midori just acknowledges him. Obviously we know that he's probably just getting a bit jealous that Midori is getting stronger. But yeah, he also wants to be a hero as well. Even though the show kind of hints that he may be a villain, but in all honesty, he just wants to be a hero like All Might. He idolizes him just as much as Midori does, and I respect him for that, to be honest with you. Other characters we have there are so many other characters, and this show just has great characters, to be honest with you. I don't want to go too long into this series, but you have great characters like Ida, the class rep. You have Tokyo, the half hot, half cold guy, and you have Momo. Momo is possibly one of the best female characters in any anime I've ever seen, and she's just so cool and useful, unlike Sakura. And I like her as well. And Urakaraka, obviously she has she's also got an interesting backstory. She reminds me a lot of Inoue from Bleach. She's like a younger version of her, and obviously I feel like her and Momo are like the fan service, but they are useful fan service characters. They have their, moments, and they're useful, to be honest with you. And as the series goes on, it gets more interesting. You have your traditional arcs, and what I like about My Hero Academia is that even though it's a Shonen Jump, it doesn't go into the traditional route where the main character, you think, oh, he's just OP, he's gonna he's just gonna win everything. But no, there are times when he does fail and he does lose at times, and there are some unexpected moments in the series that really did surprise me and keep me interested. I have to admit, out of the two main Shonen Jump series, Black Clover and My Hero is probably the better one in terms of the visuals and the characters, and the visuals only get better as the series progresses, to be honest with you. I'll do a more in-depth video on My Hero. Tell me in the comments if I should do a more in-depth video on My Hero Academia. I'll go into spoilers in that video. But let's talk about the animation, and the animation is fantastic. it looks gorgeous. Some of like the fighting sequences just look fabulous, especially Midori's like all for one punches scenes. They just look so and it seems to explode. You know, I really do like it, and the music is also pretty damn well. I like the music as well. The theme songs are pretty awesome, especially the first one. I freaking love it. It has this nice pacing to it. Like, it doesn't... It's very quick. It has this nice flow. It gets to the point, but it doesn't do it as such as it makes the series drag on like Naruto does. It kind of gets to the point, but it allows you to absorb and acknowledge what's happening. And I like that. I think this is possibly almost the perfect Shonen Jump anime series. Now, I wouldn't consider Full Metal Alchemist or Attack on Titan shonen, because shonen, what I consider shonen, it has to be weekly manga, and this is a weekly manga. And I like Naruto, but I feel like Naruto should have been like this. You know, it should have gone the route My Hero is going in terms of like the pacing and like the development of the story and how it progresses. Naruto. The thing I like about Naruto is that the first part of Naruto series was great. Yeah, it was slow, but they gave us enough time to acknowledge who the characters were. And then the Naruto Shippuden series up to the Pain arc was fantastic. Some great anime stuff, some of the best anime arcs I've ever seen. And then when we went to the war, it just rushed the heck out of it. It was like going so fast. It was like, oh my gosh, it was only in 2 days the war. And I was disappointed. But this series, I have to admit, is going at a nice pacing, you know. And I like the pacing. I really do like it. And I like where it's going. All the characters are great. The villains are pretty damn amazing. And yeah, as the series progresses, it does get great. There are some interesting twists and turns. And with that said, My Hero Academia is just a fun, exciting, energetic anime series that may actually be one of the best, if not best, Shonen Jump series I have seen. It's not the best anime season I have seen. That goes to Attack on Titan and many others. But for a shonen and for what it is, I think it's amazing. I love the characters. They've got all interesting, unique designs. They're all amazing. And with that said, I'm going to give My Hero Academia an 8 out of 10, and I'm going to give it a B+. It's not the best anime series, but certainly not the worst. I do enjoy it. Go watch this show right now, and please like, share this video, and comment down below and tell me, what's your favourite My Hero Academia character? What was your favourite arc? Tell me, should I do a more in-depth video on this series? I'm planning on doing that, but this is just my 2 cents on this series, my overall opinion, you know. And with that said, thank you for watching the review. Boydude signing out.